up there. No, they're great. They're great people. And we had a great convention. We had a convention that broke all television ratings.
He was up, Catalina.
The Hulkster, right? Oh. And Kid Rock called. He wanted to be a part. He was fantastic. But they were all fantastic. It was the greatest. It was just a flawless convention. It was great. And, the television ratings were record-setting ratings. You all read that. They were record-setting ratings, and it was just an honor. The stadium was beautiful. Milwaukee was beautiful. Wisconsin's promised me they're all going to vote for me now because we put $250 million into their economy.
Holy crap.
We're going to win the great state
of money.
Wisconsin.
Going on, Catalina?
Milwaukee was great. They did a great job. The stadium is new. They built it for the basketball team, which is excellent. You know the Greek, right? The Greek. He's a good player, but they built it for the team, and it was like new. And it was one of the most, I think it was the greatest. I really believe it couldn't have been better. It was the greatest convention that anyone's seen thus far. Republican or Democrat.
Hey, what's going on, Catalina? What's up, Jax? Arturo? What's up, Goat? Got him, Coach? Okay, got him, Coach.
You're called Kamala.
Kamala.
Who's the worst? You know, I ask you this question because this has never happened before. So Biden's running. I wouldn't say his debate performance was one of the best, right?
Now, I'm going to pause this for a moment. Please do me a favor, guys. And I'm gonna need for y'all to do me a favor, man. Hit the like button and share this bad boy on any social media platform you want. I was upstairs on my couch watching this. And I was watching it through CNN because I'm always trying to get both sides of everything. I wanted to see how they felt about it, but I'm with it. Let's go. Let's get back into it, man. Let's get it. Like this video, share this bad boy, man. Let's go.
That's where it all started with the debate. The downfall started that night with the debate. The debate was like, that was a rough debate. He said, y'all had a bad night. No, he had a bad night. He had a bad everything. He had a bad
everything.
But it started really with the debate. It was all, you know, the game was up. They say the jig was up. And it was indeed up. But it started.
But they claim they believe in democracy and they got him up out of here.
Leading him by 11, 12, 14, 15 points. And then he decides to get out because the bosses said, we're not going to have you. He didn't want to get out, but they told him, you're getting out. He said, you're getting out. You're getting killed in the polls. You can't win. You saw that. You can't win. You're getting killed. So now they bring in this one who's worse than him. She's worse than him. Because he's a fake liberal. You know, he wasn't that liberal. He was fake. She's a real liberal. She really is a real liberal. She's much worse than him. Now, if we start beating her in the polls by 10 or 15 points, are they going to bring in a third candidate? It's like, you know, Trump is killing this guy. All right, out. Let's bring in a new one. Out. And then maybe at some point they get one right. But when will that stop?
All right, you're just listening in. Let's take another quick 2-minute break here as he's speaking from North Carolina.
Forget that, man. Not taking no break. What do they mean they taking a break? All right, so we're gonna find the original. We're gonna go to the part where they still talking, man, because I don't want to take no breaks. We ain't taking no daggone breaks. Hit the like button for me, man. I was watching this from downstairs because a lot of people are starting to talk about how how Kamala is getting the Democratic base pumping, like getting them excited. And yeah, this energy. I'm 20 years younger than Trump. What have you done? What have you done, young lady? That's all I want. I want the young people to have that conversation. What has she done? And be objective. Don't be one side or the other. I really want you to think about it. Also, don't go too far into the weeds of all of her degrees and her getting this job and that job and who gave her the job and all the men she had to go through in order to get those jobs. We're not even gonna have that conversation. What jobs was she responsible for as the VP? And did she do a good job? That question should be easy as hell to answer. It should be easy as hell to answer. Also, you want to ask the question too, why, if she was the VP and she was alongside Biden this whole time, why was their rating so low? Why was their rating so low? Everybody have revisionist history, memory right now, where they want to act as if this current administration is so good and it's done so many things for Black people. That's not what I'm hearing at all. That's not what I'm hearing at all. So y'all need to be real with yourselves when you think about this right here, man. Y'all need to be real with yourselves. Let me see if CNN is playing it. Okay, no, they're playing something else. Let me see if someone else is playing it because they're taking a break from the one that we just now was watching. Let me see if they came back. Yeah, because I need to see this bad. I need to see this bad boy.
In terms of this election
Oh,
cycle,
yeah.
let's take you back out to Charlotte, North Carolina,
Okay, here we go.
where the former president is campaigning right now.
Failure. Other than that, she's doing an excellent job. A vote for Trump or Vance. How do you like? How do you like? JD Vance. How do you like him? A
RSBN.
vote for Trump Vance administration is a vote to restore leadership, competence, common sense.
Hold on. I'm doing what the people said do. Y'all said go to RSBN.
As a
That's why, yeah.
senator, Harris was ranked the #1 most left-wing Democrat in the Senate. Think of that. She's ranked the #1. That's not what this country wants. She makes Bernie look like a moderate. You know, he looks like Bernie Sanders. He's actually quite moderate by comparison. Here's just some of her crazy liberal record. Kamala Harris co-sponsored Bernie Sanders.
Hey, and extra love to all of the content creators that are watching this along with me. Much love to you all and keep on kicking butt, okay?
Health system, which will be a disaster and will bankrupt Medicare and Social Security. They're gone. And remember, Social Security is going to be gone anywhere if we're not elected because they're putting all of these millions of people that are pouring into our country, they're putting them into Social Security, Medicare, schools, hospitals.
School, hospitals. Let's go, Trump. Tell the truth.
And we
Tell the
all have a
truth.
big heart, but some of those people are tough, from prisons, from mental institutions, terrorists. When asked if her plan would outlaw private health insurance for 180 million Americans, Kamala replied, let's just eliminate all of it. That's all she said. We'll eliminate all. That's nice. Thank you very much, Kamala.
Yeah,
She
way to
endorsed
go.
free taxpayer-funded government health care for all illegal aliens, everybody that walks into our country that's illegal. This is why they come. When these stupid people, they're stupid, low IQ people, when they
Talk your sugar honey iced tea, bro.
health care, we're going to give you everything. They come. You're not going to say we're going to give you all of these things. They're going to come, even if they're fine in their country. And people are being killed in the caravans, especially women. They're dying on the way up. It's horrible. It's horrible. You have to see the real numbers. She co-sponsored the $100 trillion Green New scam with the goal of completely abolishing the oil, coal, and natural gas industries, which would reduce the United States to a third world country. No more oil, no more gasoline. Good luck with your electric car that goes for about 45 minutes.
They don't
before
think
you
about
have to
stuff
get
like
it.
that. They don't think about stuff
someplace
like that.
in the Midwest, did you see? They built 8 chargers. You know, charge like that's sort of like the equivalent of a gas pump. They built 8 chargers for $9 billion, and 2 of them don't work. That's a big problem. And if we were going to charge up the entire country for the electric car, if we were going to charge up, it would cost $5 trillion. That's more money than we would have. We would have to file for bankruptcy. And they don't care. They say, let's do it anyway. She said that a 70 to 80% tax hike is, quote, a bold idea that should be discussed. She wants an 80%. You know, I gave you the largest tax cuts in history. She wants to take them away and increase your taxes.
Obviously.
I don't think you're going to be too happy. Kamala
Obviously.
publicly boasted, quote, there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. She wants no fracking.
Mm-hmm.
Now that pertains to Pennsylvania, Texas, it pertains to Oklahoma. It pertains to a lot of other places more so than you, but it pertains to you where your wallet, because you're going to be paying a lot of money. You're going to be paying so much. You're going to say, bring back Trump, please, please, please bring back Trump.
They've already been saying that. That's the only reason why he's here. That's exactly what he told Biden when they were in their debate. Bruh, I don't want to be here. The people is the reason why I'm here. Look at how you've been managing this place, man. Give me the broom. Give me the broom. Just get out the way. I'll sweep. Give me the broom. Give me the mop. Get out my way. I'll sweep. I'll clean this place up. Just get out.
On a word called, do you know this, right? A word called what? Abortion. She's a radical, crazy person. When you compare my position on abortion to that of Kamala Harris, my position is 8 points higher in the polls, and that's because she is so radical. She wants abortions in the 8th and 9th month of pregnancy. That's fine with her, right up until birth, and even after birth, the execution of a baby, because that's not abortion, that's the execution of a baby. You remember the governor, you remember the former governor, the current governor is excellent. The former governor of Virginia, he said, yes, we may have the baby, and then we decide with the mother what to do with the baby. This is after the baby is born now. She supports that. She supports taxpayer funds to pay for abortion for any reason whatsoever. She even voted against legislation that would require medical providers to give care to babies born alive after an attempted abortion. Think of that one.
Wow.
Whereas our position is that abortion is now back to the states. You know, for 52 years, they've wanted to bring, it's Roe v. Wade. They wanted to bring it back to the states. It wasn't about how many weeks and how many, everybody wanted it. Every legal scholar, every Democrat, every Republican, liberals, conservatives, they wanted it brought back to the states. And because we had a very brave 6 people on the Supreme Court of the United States, so they were very brave. After 52 years, they allowed it, but everybody wanted it. And they were brave to do it. And now it's up to the will of the people in each state. And it's happening in Ohio. They voted. And frankly, it came out to be more of a liberal policy, but they voted. And it's getting back in Kansas. You saw what happened there. Somewhat of a liberal policy. Texas goes and Alabama goes and other states, but it's all being voted on by the states. It's back in the hands of the people, and the state returns the age-old question to where it belongs, and it belongs with the people, and it belongs over time, and you see what's happening, and you see how it's working out. Like Ronald Reagan, very importantly, I happen to support. You have to go with your heart, but I happen to support the 3 exceptions: rape, incest, and the life of the mother. I think that's the way. But follow your heart. But you also have to remember, you have to get elected. You have to remember, because we have elections, and elections are about a lot of other things too that are very important. But you have to get elected. But Ronald Reagan was for that. I was for that, the 3 exceptions. And as vice president, Kamala Harris cast the tie-breaking vote to cut, as you know, Medicare by $273 billion. She cast a vote to cut Medicare. Nobody knows that. She doesn't want people to know that. Now what she's doing is she's running away from Israel. She refuses to go to Bibi Netanyahu. Yahoo is in Washington. She refuses.
They ducked that boy. They ducked him when he came in.
Even if you're against Israel or you're against the Jewish people, show up and listen to the concept.
They wouldn't even meet with them.
She's totally against the Jewish people. And it amazes me how...
Now, and they claim that they are best at bringing the world together because Trump has messed up world relations. But look at this. You got a leader of another nation coming here to visit, and we duck them. We leave them like, man, we supposed to be meeting with them. We supposed to make them feel at home, bruh. Not that we supposed to be kissing anybody's butt. We're not supposed to be doing that, but you don't understand what I'm saying. Let's get back.
Jewish people will vote for the Democrats when they're being treated so disrespectfully and badly. It amazes me. It's shocking. I don't get it. I don't get it. Kamala even wants to pass laws to outlaw red meat to stop climate change. And you know what that means? That means no more cows. You know, this is serious. No, this means no more cows. I guess eventually she's going to mean no more people, right? No more people. So if you want socialist health care, nation-wrecking inflation, the death of American energy, and a lying radical left liberal San Francisco extremist as your commander-in-chief, then Kamala Harris is your candidate. She's the one for you.
He just tore her tail up, though. Y'all ain't here?
Just
Low-key.
like she destroyed San Francisco, she will destroy our entire country. And let me tell you, it's in pretty bad shape right now anyway. What they've done in 3.5 years, especially, I mean, think of Afghanistan, the most embarrassing moment, day in the history of our country. We got out of weakness. We were going to get out, but we were going to get out of strength and dignity. We were going to get out. They left, you know, $85 billion worth of brand new equipment, brand new, beautiful military equipment.
Embarrassing,
I rebuilt the military.
bro. Embarrassment.
They got equipment that I bought, and they left it in Afghanistan. And you know that Afghanistan now, the Taliban, Afghanistan is the second or third largest seller of military equipment in the world. They're taking this gorgeous stuff and they're selling it, and they're making a fortune because they don't need 700,000 rifles and guns. They don't need 77,000 trucks and cars. Many of them are built with all steel bottoms. They're all guarded up for the horrible bombs that they had to endure. They're all very expensive. These are very expensive things. And they're selling them now because they just need a tiny fraction of what they were left. We were going to take it all out. We were going to keep Bagram, the big air base. We had 13 soldiers killed. We had 47 soldiers horribly, horribly hurt. No legs, no arms. Nobody ever talks about them. They talk about the 13 dead. They never talk about the 47 that have been so horribly hurt. I mean, just, it's so bad. It's so horrible to see.
Why would they talk about that? It makes them look weak. It makes them look bad. They can't put that on their record. So they're disregarding that it even happened, and they're disrespecting the families who are the families of those gentlemen and women, men and women in service.
And she shouldn't be running for president. She is a threat to democracy, a true threat to democracy. She'll destroy our nation. But if you want no inflation, low gas prices, how about $1.87? And we had it actually lower than that.
I didn't block you, Judy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Energy independence, and even now, energy dominance. We're going to be dominant. You know, you have to see the chart. And my favorite chart of all, of course, some of you would understand what I mean, was the immigration chart. Because I looked over and I said, look at that chart. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It's my all-time favorite chart.
His all-time favorite chart. He had, when he looked over at it, it literally saved his life. The Lord told him, look at that daggone chart. You know how when you just barely walk into the street and then something happens and you stop walking into the street and the car goes, vroom, just go flying at. You're like, oh my gracious. Whew. Yeah, he dodged a bullet. Literally.
Man. Am I lucky to show that chart? I said, let me see that chart.
Let me see that chart.
Let me see that chart.
Let me see that chart. Let me see that chart. Let me see that chart.
That wasn't good.
Let me see that chart, bro.
That's my all-time favorite chart. It showed how great we did on immigration. My last week in office, we had the lowest number of illegal aliens that we ever had coming across our border. I was very proud of the chart. You see it go like this, and then it goes like a skyrocket. But forget that. I like it for other reasons, too. I will sleep with that chart for the rest of my life. But if you want the greatest economy in history again, and freedom, if you want freedom, real freedom, because we're going in a very bad direction, then you must vote for a gentleman named, perhaps you've heard of him, Donald J. Trump. Perhaps you've heard of him. Gotta get it.
What's crazy is all CNN and MSNBC is going to point out the fact that they didn't have a whole bunch of colored people there. They don't have a whole bunch of people with melanin in their skin. They're going to point that out. They're going to go through the crowd and they're going to say, wait a minute, let's count the black people. Let's count the black people. Okay, there go one. All right. There go two. How does he represent Black America? He don't like us. He don't care about us. I'm sorry. Look at the place. It's Charlotte, North Carolina, guys. Look at the area. Come on. Be realistic. Be realistic. And we already know what the DNC is about to do. They about to put every rapper and every twerker in front of the in front of the voters for some votes. OMG, it's about to turn up.
A great movie, actually, and he's a great guy. Went to Yale Law School without any connections because his father passed away and his mother had some difficulty. And you get into Yale without any connections, that's pretty good. And he was a great student. Then he met his beautiful wife at Yale, two smart people. It's really an amazing story. Amazing.
Hey, same here, Shauna Wana. She said, I used to hate Trump, but now I'm rethinking. Let me tell you something, man. I think we was trained to. I think they put it in our food or something, bro. The whatever seasoning salt they put in our food, it was to hate Trump.
And stronger than ever before. Bigger, better, and stronger. And remember, there's no issue on which Kamala has been more unhinged than her wild pursuit of open borders. She's crazy. She's crazy. Who could want open borders? Who could want that? It's like, who could ever want men playing in women's sports in a much smaller way?
Don't start nothing. Don't start nothing.
Beautiful woman volleyball player 2 weeks ago got badly hurt. I didn't know you could get hurt in volleyball, but when the ball comes back at you at 140 miles an hour, I guess that can hurt. Got knocked out. But playing with a man who transitioned and transitioned. And she was a top player. She said, I've never seen a ball come at me like that. I played volleyball for a long time since I'm a little girl. I've never seen a ball, Richard, as she said, I've never seen a ball come. What about race car drivers? Do you want to have a couple of transitioned race car drivers? Maybe that's okay. Actually, that could work. That could work. I have a good one for you I'd like to recommend. That could work, maybe. But she said, I've never seen a ball come, or the weightlifting records. You see what's happening there? For 18 years, they had a record. 18 years, a quarter of an ounce and a quarter of an ounce on the barbells, right? A quarter of an ounce, little tiny thing. And she goes, Olympic tryouts. Mom and dad are in the front.
Wow,
and I hate to do it. You know, my wife says it's so unprecedented when you do that. Can you believe it? So I'm embarrassed. I used to give it a big push, but now I'm embarrassed.
Hey, Trump, I embarrass my wife all the time too, bro. I get it.
Darling, your speech was wonderful, but please do stop with the weightlifting and the swimming. It's so unprecedented. You know, she's a class act. But I said, but people like it. People like it. She looked good 2 weeks ago coming into that arena, right? Melania.
Now, I'm going to pause just for a second. He said people like it. He's absolutely telling the truth. When you look at the people who are voting for, even I'm talking about the newest polls that CNN and MSNBC are starting to talk about. They're super excited. 53 of the people that are voting for, saying that they will vote for Kamala, are people who are voting for Kamala, and 47% are voting against Trump. 75% of the people who are voting, 77% of the people who are voting for Trump are voting for Trump. And the other percentage, 23%, 77% is voting for Trump, 23% is voting against Biden. So that just says that the great majority of people who are voting for Trump love Trump. They just love Trump. It's just something about him that they love. They like the fact that whatever he's putting forth, his plan for the country is the best plan in their mind. They don't care about the other side. They're just voting for this guy right here because he is a change maker. That right there is what's needed in the White House. I'm just going to leave it there.
Who's a classic? Yeah, turn off your cameras for a second, okay? Boy, that's a lot of cameras, man. No, they get it up and they can't quit do it. Mom, I'm sorry, Mom. And a guy comes out for the tryouts. He comes out. Have you lifted before? No, haven't really tried it. Oh. We'll give it a shot. Bing, bong.
Bing, bong.
Right? How crazy is it? Or the swimmers, the All-American swimmer. She's getting ready. She's going to break the record. It stood for 12 years.
Yep.
And she's beautiful, beautiful, strong.
Yep.
And she looks left and she sees all the girls she's grown up with, because as Richard will tell you, those great, talented people, like Richard wanted to drive race cars more than anything else, but he didn't quite have the courage to put that pedal to the floor like a couple of your competitors that we know so well, right? So instead he said, hell, I'm going to own the cars and I'm going to make a lot of money. This is too much for me, right? He had Dale Earnhardt. These guys were going around the track and Richard's driving. He said, I don't know. I can't do that. I understand. That's the way it is. But he became the best at what he did. And some others, too, that I know that are friends. It's a great, by the way, that's a great sport. That whole thing is great. How you do it is amazing. It's so amazing. We should send you into, I've always said, get some of these guys. I have a lot of friends in that world. I don't know. I think, is it Roger Penske, like a great guy, too? He won 20 Indianapolis 500s. This guy wins all the time. I mean, we appreciate talent. They said, let me use these guys to guide our military a little bit. When you can win so many races, that's okay. You know, you guide. Same thing with coaches. You take some of the greatest football coaches, you put them at a table. What do you like, coach? Because in its own way, it's not so much really different. But it's been sort of amazing. But she looks over left and she sees, and then she looks over right and she sees a lot of the young ladies that she grew up with, girls, and now they're mature women. They want to break this record. They want to qualify for the Olympics. And then right next to her is this giant. He's got the wingspan of Wilter
He wrong,
Silt's
man. He
family.
wrong. He
You know,
wrong.
Wilter Silt, 7'2", the longest arms ever recorded. And she looks and she goes, oh, who is this? Oh, he transitioned and he's in the swimming contest. He's in the meet, and this meet is a big deal. And she's a little nervous, but she's going to break that record. And they say, on your mark, set, go. And she goes and she goes and she goes, but she got, as you know, very badly injured, right? You know what it was? Wind burn. She got burned by the wind. He went so fast by her, she suffered massive wind burn. We had to take her out of the pool. Massive wind burn. No, it's so crazy. Men playing in women's sports. It's demeaning. Who could want this? Who could want open borders? Who could want high taxes? Who could want high taxes?
Hey, thank you so much for the super chat, Miss Thing.
They have so many things. You know, we're the party of common sense because.
Yes, we are. We are the people of common sense. She says Canadians need the win, such as just as much as Americans. The world needs Trump to win. Do not kid yourselves or suffer fools that do. Love your neighbors, god dang it. Shout out to Miss Thang leaving the super chat. You are absolutely amazing. Yes, you are, with hot sauce and potato chips.
We're conservative with it, but we're the party of common sense. And we have to get back to common sense.
Let's go. Let's get back to common sense. Thank you, Miss Thing.
Lion Kamala supported abolishing ICE. She compared ICE agents to members of the KKK. Can you believe it? It's so disrespectful. And these guys, these people are great. I've seen them, and I've seen tapes of them, and they go into a pack of MS-13 killers out on Long Island, and they walk into that pack, and all you see is fists are flying left and right. 2 minutes later, they walk out, and they've got them by the legs, and they throw them into a paddy wagon, and we take them the hell out of our country. And she wants to get rid of them. Kamala voted in favor of deadly sanctuary cities. She supports decriminalizing illegal border crossings, and she supports mass amnesty for all illegals. Think of that. Everybody coming in right now. And many of these people are coming out of the prisons and the mental institutions. They're going to get amnesty. She wants everybody to have amnesty. Then Joe Biden made her the border czar, and that's when it really got bad. She launched a colossal illegal alien invasion of a country. She said, come on in. Remember?
She did.
And she said, remember when? Then she copied him. Don't. Everyone say, don't what? Don't. Remember, don't. Don't.
Thank you,
Don't.
Shanawana. Appreciate you.
On my very first day back in the White House, I will terminate every single open border policy of the Biden-Harris administration.
Let's go.
And we will seal the border and we will stop Kamala Harris invasion without delay. It'll happen immediately.
Let's go. Get them all up out of here. God dang it. Thank you, Shanawana. Appreciate the super chat. They got an issue with that right there. They got such a, because they're trying to build their new voter system. They're trying to build up their voters because there's too little black people. So they're trying to make all the other people from other countries to vote for them.
Millions. It's going to be 20 million, maybe more than that by the end. You ever hear of gotaways? They don't include gotaways. You know what a gotaway is? The people that get in, which is probably most of them. It's probably already over 20 million. You know, we're losing 300,000 people a year to fentanyl that comes through our border. We had it down to the lowest number, and now it's worse than it's ever been. We had the best border, the most secure border we've ever had. And now, in just a short period of time, we have the worst numbers in history. They're coming not just from South America, but from Africa, from Asia, from the Middle East. They're coming from everywhere. They're coming from all over the world, from prisons and jails, mental institutions, and insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter. Okay, they say, why would he mention Hannibal Lecter? He must be cognitively in trouble. No, these are real stories. Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lamb. He's a lovely man. He wants to have you for dinner. He'd like to have you for dinner. These people.
For people who say that this guy is ignorant, I don't get it. They say that he's ignorant. He can't formulate a thought. He accidentally called Nancy Pelosi someone else's name that began with Nancy. I don't get it. This brother is very intelligent. And they try to act as if, oh, he's only successful because his parents gave him $1 trillion and he didn't do anything else after that. Come on, it's BS, man. Why are they lying to the people like that? What we need to do is hold them accountable for lying all this time about the condition of Joe Biden. Because this is, hate to say it, is looking like, it's smelling like a coup. That's all I'm gonna say.
People are coming into our country, and terrorists are coming in at the highest levels that we've ever seen. You know, in 2019, Border Patrol put out a chart, and I don't believe this chart, but I like it. I use it all the time. It said during 2019, we had 0 terrorists. It's impossible, I think, but they said it. I'll take it. Where is Brandon? Brandon, is that right? 2019, the great Brandon Judd. 2019 from Border Patrol. 2019, they had 0 terrorists coming in. Now, I think it has to be, I'm sure some got in a little bit, but not very many. But they had it down at 0, so I use that all the time.
Big buck down.
Now
what's up, sir?
Hundreds and hundreds
Thank you.
and thousands
Appreciate it.
of terrorists coming into our country, coming in from all over the world. Meanwhile, our crime rate is going up, despite the fact that they like to say it's not. Come on. Well, crime statistics all over the world are plunging. And you know why they're plunging? Because other countries are taking their criminal elements and they're bringing them into the United States of America, and they're dumping them in we're a dumping ground. We're a stupid country that's run by stupid people, and we're going to make this country so great again, but we have to fix it.
That's right. Let's go.
In Venezuela, which was ridden with crime, crime is down 72% because they're sending all of their criminals to the United States of America. Now think of it. Next year, what we'll do? Oh, if they win, I never want to say, I never say, we're going to win. They cheat like hell. We got to get out. We got to, too big to rig and all that stuff. But if they ever got in, we will have another meeting. We'll do it in Venezuela because it'll be much safer than any place in the United States. Because by that time, we'll have all the criminals from all over the world in our country, because that's what's happening. You're not going to teach a criminal not to be a criminal. It's just not going to happen.
Thank you, Jill
Maybe a little
Ann.
bit, but you're
Appreciate
not
you.
going to happen. One of the countries, the president of the country, I don't want to
Shout
really
out to
mention
Jill Ann.
the name.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. I know every one of them.
Thank you,
They're very
babe.
smart people. They're very sharp. They're at the top of their game. Our guy was not at the top, and this one is just, she never could be. By the way, lousy student, failed her law exams. Did you know that? She couldn't pass her bar. She couldn't pass her bar exams. Okay, does anyone know that? They're not going to do. They say that on NBC News. Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news. Kamala Harris could not pass her bar exams.
They would never say that. They would never, ever. If you go, you hold a gun to her butt cheeks. Hold a gun to her butt cheeks. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay. Say no to guns. All right. Holding guns to people's butt cheeks. Don't hold any guns to anybody's butt cheeks. Okay. No guns to butt cheeks. I'm gonna need Officer Tatum to come out with a shirt to say no guns to butt cheeks. Okay.
But she's going to be a great president, right? No, she
What's up,
couldn't pass the
Bishop?
bar exam. She couldn't pass anything.
Thank you, Big
Couldn't
Bishop.
pass
Appreciate
anything.
you, brother.
She couldn't pass anything.
Yes, sir.
But just think of this, these countries, and if I were the head of one of the countries, I would be worse than any of them. I mean, some of them actually have half of their prison population still. I wouldn't have any. Richard wouldn't have any. You and I would, our country would be the safest country. Every criminal would be in the United States of America. I can tell Richard Childress. Every criminal would already be here. Every jail would be empty. Every mental institution, insane asylum would be empty. They'd all be in the United States. And that's what, in a short period of time, that's what's going to happen. We're going to have all of their criminals. The only thing good about them is they make our criminals look like very nice people by comparison. These are serious criminals. These are rough.
Hey, thank you, Mid
These are
Star.
rough
Appreciate
killers.
you, my brother.
But under
My sister.
Borders Harris,
Thank you.
can you believe it? Our communities are being ravaged by migrant crime. I call it migrant crime. I used to call it Biden migrant crime, but now I'll probably change it to Harris or Kamala. You know, it took him about, 4 years to pronounce her name right, and then she did an overthrow. That was a very undemocratic move, wasn't it? Earlier,
And we still ain't hear from him.
a girl in Massachusetts was raped by a migrant who Biden and Harris flew into the United States against all orders. In upstate New York 2 months ago, another 15-year-old girl was attacked by an illegal alien that just walked into our country.
Okay, and before I continue, guys, I want to say this. I have to say this. Thank you so much to everyone out there who's passing through, who's stopping by to watch this live rally with me. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for clicking the like button and hitting play, obviously, but clicking the like button. And extra thanks for people who are being respectful inside of the comment section, the chat, and sharing this video on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, wherever you're sharing it. I really appreciate it. But I just want to say thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. All right, let's get to it.
Assaulted with a metal pipe, abducted, driven to an isolated area, raped and killed.
Wow.
And in Texas last month, 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungari was tied up, sexually assaulted, and strangled to death by 2 illegal aliens who Biden and Harris released into the United States and refused to get them out.
Put them on the gun line, boss. And I'll be one of the people to hold one. Okay? Put them on the gun line, boss. If that's what they're doing, they're coming over here thinking that they can't be caught for doing whatever the world they want to do to our people, to our children. Shit. Put them on the gun line, boss. That's what I say. Hey, thank you, Nico. I appreciate that, big dog. Thank you so much, Nico. And thank you to Success to Significance. God bless, Van. Keep striving. Much love to you. Pray for the United States. Let's get it. Thank you.
What kind of a vice president or what kind of a border czar allows these monsters to come into our country? And this is just a small portion. These people are here now by the hundreds of thousands. And remember this, it's like anything else. They're just getting comfortable. They've just gotten here a little while ago. So you haven't seen the kind of crime that's going to be inflicted on our country. They're just getting comfortable. They're getting used to being here. They don't know about the words politically correct yet when you catch them and you do nothing, and then you catch them again and do nothing. They don't know. The only time they do something, if it happens to be Trump because he talks about how the rigged election was a
Yep.
disgrace.
Yep.
Oh, he should get the electric chair because he said the election was rigged. But if you rape and kill somebody and strangle them and dump them in a creek, that's okay with these people because they're crazy. And we don't want these people running our country anymore.
At all. At all. Get the hell out.
What kind of person allows innocent American girls to be raped and murdered while keeping our border wide open? Never change it. Never.
All right, Trump, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and stop saying the word grape so much. I'm doing this live, brother. Please don't get me in trouble. All right? No more. Grape and unalived. Okay? Let's get that again. Grape and unalived. Okay, let's get back to it, man. Hopefully you paying attention. All right? You say you friends with a brother. I appreciate it. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Miko. I appreciate all the love. Y'all are so awesome. What's up, fam? Ain't much. What's up with you, fam? What's up with you, Stephanie? Shout out to Steph, Casey, and Miko. I appreciate you guys. All right, let's get back to it. Hopefully he stops saying that.
Never change it. You know, they passed for the election about 2 weeks ago. They passed something that's meaningless. It's absolutely meaningless. But you know that, Brandon. They said they passed some nonsense so that they could have a news. We're having a news conference. It actually made it worse. It actually, look at me saying it did. It made it worse. It's horrible. Kamala's deadly destruction of America's borders is completely and totally disqualifying. She shouldn't even be allowed to run for president. What she's done, she's committing crimes. No person who deliberately lets these kind of savage criminals into America should ever be trusted with power again, should ever be trusted to be the president of our country. If Baltazar Harris stays in charge, every week will bring a never-ending stream of illegal alien rapists, bloodthirsty killers, and child predators to go after our sons and our daughters. That's what's going to happen. Everybody knows that. You're not going to talk these people into being wonderful citizens.
The Democrats act like they don't know it. They act like it's not even existing. They act like it's not happening. They act like it only happened maybe once, maybe twice, and that's it. They're like, everybody else, 99% of them are good. So what's the problem? That what y'all talking about is only one time. Okay, it happened 2 times. Okay, 2 times. You said 5 times. Okay, 5 times. You said 12 times. Okay, fine, 12 times. Would you say 2,000 times? Okay, 2,000 times. 15 million came up over here. Well, that's a little bit compared to how many millions. Okay. So either way, they're going to continue to move the goalposts. They're not going to accept any responsibility the entire time. No accountability whatsoever. All right, let's get back to it.
If I'm elected, we will immediately deputize local police who are dying to do the job, by the way, but their power has been taken away. And we'll form a massive dragnet to scour the nation for the monsters who are murdering and raping children all over the world. Many of them have come here because they're looking for them in their own countries for rape, for murder, for all sorts of things. And we will ship them back to the country from which they came. We're going to get them out of here.
No, don't send them back. That's the worst you can do to this economy. You don't care about the people. You gonna send them back? Why would you send them back? And then a year goes by after all of them have been sent back. Whew, that was a good dang idea. Look, California is cleaner. Texas is, the border is closed. Wow, this is all right. Crime that went down. Jeez, this is not bad at all. I like this. They said the economy was going to go down, but it's booming. It's more for everybody. That's how it go. Right now, they're trying to act as if it's a hate crime of Trump's in order for him to even say that he want to send them back. But as soon as he do, oh my gracious, breathing in that fresh air. Ooh, taste that fresh air. They voted for sanctuary cities and now they're complaining about it. But to win the White House again, they're going to act like, oh, it's all love and we don't want anything to happen. Please, man. They know what they're doing.
You know, when I first came here, I don't tell this much, but you couldn't get them back. I said, well, we're going to get them out. MS-13 in particular, the most savage, vicious gang. They killed 2 16-year-old girls walking to school. They killed them with a knife. They sliced up their body. They didn't want to use a gun because that's too quick. They didn't want to use a gun. They sliced them up.
Okay, come on with the slice up, man. With the slice up, What's up, Swaggy Reacts? Shout out to Swaggy Reacts, man. Much love to you, guy. That guy's a professional baller. He be out there breaking ankles every day. Shout out to my brother, man. Thank you so much for the love, big dog. Appreciate you, man. Hopefully everything's well.
Sliced them up into pieces. They killed them. And Nancy Pelosi said they should stay in trial, you know, nice fair trial. No, these are monsters. But when I first came here, I said, we're going to get these people out, MS-13. And the general came up to, sir, President Obama at the time. President Obama has been trying for 4 years. President Bush has been trying. They've all been trying. The countries won't accept them. They don't want their MS-13 back. I said, really? You can't get it back? No, sir. What they do is they put major big aircraft, commercial aircraft on their runways so that when we're getting nearby, we can't land, sir. And then they clog up the roads, right, Brandon? They clog up. He knows because he was trying to send them back. They couldn't send them back. Then they clog up the road so the buses and cars, every way, you can't get back into their countries. And they tell the people, we'll give you the death penalty if you come back in. Other than that, they're quite friendly, actually. So I said, really? They won't accept them? Yes, sir, we have to live with them. I said, we're not going to live with them. I asked, how much money do like Honduras and Guatemala, El Salvador, Mexico, how much money do they get from us for economic development and aid? Sir, we pay them $750 million a year. Now, that's peanuts compared to all of it, but still a lot of money. We pay them $750 million a year, sir. I said, tell them that we're not paying any more. They're in default. We're not giving them the money. We're not giving them any more money, Brandon. We're not giving. You were there, right? You were there.
My man said, Brandon, we're not giving them any more money, Brandon. Man, get y'all guy, bro. Trump is wild. Trump is wild, man. We're not giving them any more money, Brandon. He called that man Brandon. He does not respect you, man. He does not respect you, Joe. You lost all respect. He said, we're not giving them any money, Brandon. I'm sorry, guys. All right, let's get back to it. This is wild.
So we notified them, you're not getting any more money. The three countries in particular, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, rough countries. And they were sending all of their criminals into our country. They said, we're sending them back, and you're not going to put any airplanes on the runway, and you're not going to clog up the roads. We're sending them back. But I said, how much money? 750. Inform them that they're not getting any more money. There's no more aid. We call it aid because we're stupid.
Hey, Swaggy, Swaggy Reacts, do me a favor, and I want you to email me, big dog. Here's my email going across the bottom of the screen if you haven't left yet. Email me, all right? So we can rap about your channel being demonetized, man. I'm hearing a lot of people's channels been demonetized, and I really want to, you know, see if we can figure this thing out, because I don't like the people are losing their livelihood for saying the wrong things on their channels. This is BS right here. Much love to you, big dog, man, and thank you so much just for constantly supporting us, man. I appreciate you, bro.
We call it aid. You're not getting any more aid. There will be no more aid to your country. And the next morning, I got a call separately from all three presidents of these countries. They're very streetwise guy. They're very streetwise people. And they called me, and they said, sir, there must be a misunderstanding. I said, what's up?
Hey, thank you for the super chat, Chris. I really appreciate it. And you're right. But the Democrats don't care about that. They don't care about that. That joint outside of wherever they're having a DNC could be a boatload of freaking, not boatload. I'm not saying that to be demonstrative or anything, but a lot of illegal immigrants could be outside of there, and they just step over them so they can go inside and party to their favorite rappers and favorite singers and see their favorite actors and actresses, because you already know that the left got Hollywood on lock. So their DNC is going to be crazy packed with. It's going to be BET Awards all over again. That's what it's going to be. The DNC is going to be BET Awards all over again. Except it's going to have some real heavy hitters singing. Beyonce probably sing. Alicia Keys probably sing. John Legend with his crazy wife it's more likely he's going to show up. Chris, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the love. Lily Smith, thank you so much for the love. She said, why do black people not realize that the sanctuary cities are all mainly black and the illegal immigrants are all getting more services than they did and taking away their black jobs? Because they don't listen. If their side is constantly telling them that, they're just lying to you. Come on, don't worry about that. You can be like, okay. And you seeing all the thousands of new people in your city, but you just listening to the people who are leaders. So it's not going to be that. They just hating on you, man. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. They know the resources that they're not getting. They know the resources that are being taken away from them right now in those sanctuary cities. They know. They don't care. They really don't care. That's where we are right now.
He goes, sir.
Thank you for the super chat.
Stopped sending our aid to us. I said, that's right, because you're not letting the criminals that you sent in caravans and otherwise you sent into our country, you're not letting them go back to your country because we said, well, sir, I'd like to talk about that. We would be delighted to take MS-13 back into our country.
Oh, my God.
And all three countries the same exact. And we sent them back, Tom Homan and all our guys, right? And that guy right there. We sent them back at record levels like nobody's ever seen. Stand up, Brandon. Brandon Judd.
I thought he was talking about Joe when he said stand up, Brandon.
Right, Brandon? We sent them back. Brandon was shocked because he was the head of the Border Patrol. And I'll tell you a little secret. He's not supposed to endorse anybody. He's really not. But he got so fed up with the incompetent people that when I ran, he said, I don't care. I'm endorsing Trump. I said, you're not supposed to do it. I said, I don't. And he never wavered, did he? He never wavered. Him and his whole group of people, they're incredible. These are incredible people. You know, it's much easier for him not to do the job. But they don't want that. They want to straighten out our country. They love the country as much as anybody in this room. They want to work. It's risky. It's dangerous. They don't want to not do their job. They want to make our borders strong and our country safe. And we're going to be doing that in 6 months. We're going to be doing that. You know, unfortunately, we have to wait till January 20th. But I can tell you that November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country. We're going to take our country back from these lunatics. During her entire time as border czar, Kamala has not had a single conversation with the chief of Border Patrol or the unions or anybody. Did they ever call you? Did they ever call Brandon Judd, please? Get him on the phone. Brandon, how are we doing on the border? I used to call. He goes, horrible. How are we doing on the border, Brandon? We're doing, he just goes, horrible. But I'd call you all the time, right? I'd say, how the hell are we doing, Brandon? And we were doing great. That's why the chart, right? But we were doing great. But they talked to the 4 top people on the border. Have you ever spoken to Biden? Biden doesn't know he's alive. You know, the head of the FBI was, you know that, right? He was in front of Congress today. And one of the great congressmen asked him a question. Have you ever noticed in all your meetings with Biden that he's cognitively a degenerate? And he said, no, I never noticed that. I never noticed that. No, really, there was nothing to talk about. I never noticed that. Now, anybody that says that, you know they're not telling the truth. It's a very serious thing. It's a very serious thing. No, I didn't notice. I didn't notice. No, I didn't notice. I didn't notice he couldn't stand up. I didn't notice he can't walk. And I didn't notice he can't think and he couldn't talk. Other than that, he's doing quite well, however. Thank you. No, he didn't notice. That's a very bad thing. Very bad thing. Very sick thing. We're pleased to be joined today by former president of the National Border Patrol, and that's the man I've just been talking about. He's been so incredible. The Patrol Council, the head guy and the boss, Brandon Judd. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you. And Brandon, can you come up and say a couple of words? We have time. Do we have time? Come on, Brandon Judd. Come on, Brandon.
And I'll bet you he can beat me up those I'll bet you he can beat me up those stairs. Remember when Biden challenged him to a golf match and yet Trump was just playing with Bryson DeChambeau?
Oh yeah, they keep on talking about them numbers.
You beat him, didn't you?
Hey,
Look,
thank you, LA Rams. Appreciate you, big dog.
I lived this. I lived this. Under 5 presidents, I worked under 5 presidents. Never have we seen a more secure border. You know this. This isn't a secret. The most secure border we've ever had was under Donald Trump. We had fewer drug overdoses under Donald Trump. We had fewer criminal aliens under Donald Trump. Like he said in 2019, 0 known terrorists. That number has jumped up more than 100% under Joe Biden. 100%. Yeah, that's what we're seeing right now. This was amazing. It was all about policy. October 7th, 2016, the day of Access Hollywood. Come on, locker talk, seriously? And they thought that was going to bring him down. We did a press conference with Donald Trump, October 7th, 2016, because it was about policy. That's what it's about. If we have proper policy, we can secure the border and we can keep your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren safe. He can do that. He can do it. They refuse. Kamala Harris knows what she needs to do. I was there. I gave her all of the policies that she needed, all of them, and she refused to implement them. She does not care about you. She does not care about the safety of this country. He does. This is the man for the presidency.
Thank you. Wow. That was great. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you very much.
What's up, LFR family? The Lord, may the Lord keep blessing you. May I use the same email to get promotion on your channel. Thank you in advance. Yes, use that same email to reach out to me about promotion or anything that you want to do. And thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Shout out to True Hall of Fame Builds. Yes, Lord. Let's go.
Nationwide, who wants no bail. If you murder somebody, just go home and relax. Murder a couple of other people.
Oh, Lord.
Which means releasing violent criminals immediately after arrest. She supports stripping police officers of legal protections, ending jail sentences for parole violators. And in 2020, she helped raise $35 million to bail out criminals released from jail after they shot at our police, looted stores, sexually assaulted innocent victims, and committed many other very serious crimes. She was giving them money and bailing them out. One of the dangerous criminals Kamala helped bail out of jail was Sean Michael Tillman. You know that name, a repeat offender who, with Harris's help, was set free. He then went on to murder a man on a train platform in St. Paul, Minnesota, shooting him in cold blood 6 times, lying on the ground.
How come we never hear about stuff like this? The reason why we never hear about stuff like this is because they are trying to keep that under wraps. And if you try to report it, they might even say, they might even ding you or shadow ban you, depending on whatever platform you're on, for misinformation or conspiracy theories. Because it's the weirdest thing, man. You can have the information right there at your fingertips and present it to your audience. And if they're trying to hide it and they're denying it, even if it's public record, they will say that you're bullying. They will say that it's misinformation, and they will call it conspiracy theory. It's crazy, man. This is nuts. She's not going to take responsibility for this.
Shot him in the head and in the torso 6 times. Kamala Harris wants to be the president for savage criminals, illegal aliens. I will be the president for law-abiding Americans of every race, religion, color, and creed. And I will stop the Democrats' party war. Remember this, the Democrats, they have a war going with police. They have a war. They don't want to talk about it, but they want it. The Democrat Party has a war on with police. We will stand up to the Marxist district attorneys. Defund the police. That's what they want, defund. They want to defund. She wants to defund the police. Now she's pulled back on it, but that's where she is going. Does anybody even understand the concept? That's like open borders. That's like men and women's sports. The same thing. I think it's maybe even crazier than any of them. We will give our police back their power, protection, respect that they deserve. We're going to give them back the respect that they deserve. Today, I am honored to receive the official endorsement of the National Association of Police Organizations, which is the largest in our country. It represents 250,000 police officers nationwide. It's such an honor to get it. To me, that's a great honor. To me, that's something that means the largest anywhere in the United States. It's the greatest people. I'd like to ask their president, Mick McHale, to come up and say a few words, please. Thank you. Thank you, Mick.
I'm gonna use this opportunity to let y'all know that I also do back the blue. I back the blue, but I don't believe that police should be able to do whatever they want to do, and be released or not even be dealt with. Like, they shouldn't have a free pass to just shoot people in the ass just because they want to, or just because they claim that they feel like their lives are in danger or their lives are in jeopardy. I'm not rolling with that at all. Like, even when they pulled that piece, it better be a life or death situation. When they fire that bad boy, it better be a good reason for it, or I'm going to speak against it. Just because you are a police officer don't mean that you earn my respect. I was always told that as a young kid, man. But the flip side is, being that I grew up in Southeast DC and I was voting blue, no matter what, I didn't like police. I didn't like police at all. And police never messed with me. Matter of fact, we was messing with the police. So I really didn't understand that, nor did I care. But since everybody else felt that way in my community, it was cool. It was cool. Like, who gonna check me? You know what I mean? But now that I'm older and I got daughters and I got sons and more people in my family that I love, I don't want them to go across a bad cop on a bad day and something ends up happening to them, and we say, well, they're police, they were right. Simply because they're police, we need to listen to them. Nah, it doesn't always work that way. It doesn't always work that way. And I'm the same person that got in, like, a whole bunch of people look at me crazy right now for my video that I did on George Floyd. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. You see for yourself. But yeah, I'm not rolling with that whole George Floyd thing at all. You know what I mean? That dude could have he could still be alive had he listened. He could still be alive had he not tried to daggone swallow all them drugs immediately. He could still be alive if he wasn't trying to spend a fake damn $20 bill, and it ended up dominoes of going from one thing to another thing, one bad decision to another bad decision to another bad decision to another bad decision. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there.
Proud and pleased to support your campaign, and we are here for anything that you ever may need. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a big one. That's something that means a lot to all of us in this room. It's no wonder the Democrat Party and their thugs are so desperate to stop us. They know that we are the only ones who can stop them. We're the only ones. This is it. This is the big election coming up. This is it. This is going to be the biggest of them all. All of their persecution is only happening because I'm running for president and leading big in the polls, every one of them. And we're not just leading against Kamala, we're also leading against everyone, including big leads right here in the great state of North Carolina. We have a big lead. We have a big, beautiful lead. The radical left Democrats rigged the presidential election in 2020, and we're not going to allow them to rig the presidential election in 2024. You, right, Michael? Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it truly a great badge of honor. I never thought I'd be saying that, but I consider it a badge of honor because I'm being indicted for you. And never forget, our enemies want to take away my freedom because I will never, ever let them take away your freedom. I'll never let it happen. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. And in the end, they're not after me, they're after you. I just happen to be standing in their way, and I always will. Thank you. Thank you. We're pleased to be joined tonight by many great North Carolina patriots, including Congressman Richard Hudson. Where is Richard? Richard Hudson. Richard, he's a big, wonderful, wonderful guy, wonderful warrior, Richard. Thank you. A man who I've just been involved in from the day he first went in. I endorsed him. Everyone said, who is he? Turned out to be an incredible congressman, but now he's running for Attorney General, and he's going to be your next Attorney General, Dan Bishop. Where's Dan? Dan.
I agree with open your eyes.
Thank you, Dan.
I agree with open your eyes.
Get out and vote for him. He's incredible. Great job. And you were a great guy. Richard, we're going to miss him in Congress, but that's okay. Great luck, Dan. Congressional candidates, Addison McDowell. Big victory, Addison. Yeah.
The evidence. Are you kidding me? The evidence. If you're still in the building, man, let me know if you want to pull up on the camera so you can say whatever you want to say with your chest. I appreciate it. You can't just be a thumb thug over here, keyboard killer. I want you to pull up inside the stream. Here is the link right here. This is for the troll that just now said that foolishness about the kid missing. Here's the link right here, brother. Feel free to pull up. I'd like to hear what you have to say about that. That was ignorant as hell. That was ignorant as hell. I caught the comment before one of my mods went ahead and deleted it, but I would love for you to pull up. That would be absolutely amazing. I want to hear your part. I won't even say anything. I will shut up and I will be quiet. So let me hear what you got to say.
They're way ahead in the polls. Brad Knott. Thank you, Brad. Pat Harrigan. Thank you. Thank you, Pat. Good. Mark Harris. They like you. And the Speaker of the North Carolina House, a man who's done an incredible job. He gets it. He gets it. He really gets it. Tim Moore. Thank you, Tim. And when it came time to pick a chairman of the Republican National Committee and Convention and everything else having to do with national politics, I came to a man named Michael Whatley of North Carolina. And the reason is because at 10 o'clock in the evening, when we all had those televisions on, and I saw weird things happening, drops at 3:02 in the morning and all the things that were happening, North Carolina held totally steady. He had 602 lawyers working. He held it steady. And other states, I was leading by a lot, and all of a sudden people went to sleep. They thought that was over. And I said, no, because I know how bad these people are. But North Carolina had held steady. He was the head of your Republicans in North Carolina, did a phenomenal job. So I immediately called him. I said, let's do it. And I got him. Please stand up. Please stand up. You have done a fantastic job. Fantastic. And working with Laura Trump, what a team that is, right? She's doing a good job, right? And I said, don't worry about the votes. Just guard the votes, right? Just guard. We have all the votes you need. Just guard the votes. And he's doing that. And He's doing it at levels that nobody's seen before, and I hope we're going to have a big, beautiful surprise because we're not going to let them steal this election. They didn't do it in North Carolina. Thank you, Michael. Great job. A wonderful gentleman who I met a little while ago, Michael Verardo, and he is a wounded warrior and just a highly respected guy. Michael, wherever you may be. Michael? Hi, Michael. Wow, you look good. I'm not messing with you, Michael. Wow.
Miss Thang, thank you so much for the super chat. It reads, the evidence profile pic speaks volumes. Trolls don't pull up, they cower. I'll parlay with them, pretty please. Yes, if he pulls up, you can pull up too. I'll let you know that he's here so you can tear his tail up. No diddy. Thank you so much for the super chat, Miss Thang. And thank you for putting it out there to the evidence. I do have somebody here by the name of Kimotaka. Is that the evidence? Kimotaka? Oh, okay. It's not. Yeah, let us continue then, because y'all already know what it is, man. It ain't about no hate or nothing like that. I just think it's ignorant as hell what you just now said, the evidence. And for anybody that's just now tuned in, all he said was, I wish the kid did not miss. Dumb as hell. Dumb. That's just, come on, bro. Come on. Miss Thang, thank you so much for having my back. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Good looking guy.
Shout out to Miss Thang.
Thanks, Michael. Great patriot. Great person. Members of the Charlotte Police Department are here. Please stand up. You are phenomenal. What a job. What a job they do. Thank you. What a job they do. Thank you very much. And Chief of the Catawba Nation, Brian Harris. Brian, where are you, Brian? They've been so supportive. They've been so supportive. Thank you very much. From the moment we take back the White House from Kamala Harris, they switch. It's every day. Next week they'll have somebody else when they find out.
Ask Lawana Irvin.
She's worse than he is. But when we take it back from Kamala and crooked Joe Biden, the most crooked president we've ever had, I believe we are going to have the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. We're going to do it. We're going to do it fair. Starting on day 1, we will end inflation and make America affordable again.
Make
Inflation
America
is killing
affordable
our people.
again.
They've got inflation. I think real inflation is closer to 50%. They like to say 23, 24%. No, they don't add everything. I think, look at interest rates. They're through the roof. Nobody can buy a house. You can't get the money even if you want it. To bring down the prices of all goods, we will stop the Biden-Harris war on American energy, and we will drill, baby, drill.
Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill.
That includes racing car. You know, that's good. You're going to spend a lot less money for your gasoline. You have that special stuff. I will terminate the Green New scam, and I will end the Biden-Harris electric vehicle mandate on day 1. And we already gave you the largest tax cuts in history, but we will pass massive tax cuts for workers, and that includes, remember, no tax on tips. No tax on tips. No tax on tips. To protect North Carolina workers, I will revoke China's most favored nation status. Think of it. They're most favored because they're a developing nation. Well, we're a developing nation too because we've gone to hell and back. We're a developing nation too. They are considered a developing nation, so they get advantages that we don't get. Not going to happen. And I will pass the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act. That means that if China or any other country makes us pay a 100 or 200% tariff or tax, we will make them pay a reciprocal tariff or tax of 100 or 200% immediately, right back. It's basically you hurt us and we hurt you, an eye for an eye. Look at it any way you want. Before I even arrive at the Oval Office, shortly after we, the people in this room, win the presidency, I will have the horrible war between Russia and Ukraine settled. We're going to get it settled quickly. I'll do it as president-elect. I'll do it. And I will be doing something that nobody else even talks about. We have never been so close. I will prevent World War III. We're heading to World War III. We're heading right into the teeth of it because we have stupid people representing us, and they're being represented against people that are at the top of their game. I will restore peace through strength, which is what we have. And in my next term, we will build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our country, a dome the likes of which nobody has ever seen before, and it will be entirely made in the USA. You know, Ronald Reagan wanted to do that, but honestly, it's a long time ago. We didn't have the technology. Now we have the greatest technology in the world. And in case there's a problem, we're going to be stopping them, but we're going to have the best in the world. It's all going to be made right here. I will not cut one penny from Social Security or Medicare, and I will not raise the retirement age. One day, I won't even raise it by one day. And, you know, they're talking about, she's talking about lifting the retirement age. She's going to have to, because they're putting a lot of the illegal aliens that are coming into our country. They're going into Social Security and Medicare. They're going into a hospital. We're not going to raise it one penny or one day. I kept
We're not going to raise
that
it.
promise, remember, for 4 years. For 4 years, they said, oh, he's going to raise Social Security. No, for 4 years, I didn't, and I won't do it. I'm the one that won't do it. And remember, I said something else. I'm going to keep you out of wars. I kept you out of wars. We had no wars with Donald Trump as your president. We defeated ISIS. We beat ISIS in 4 weeks as opposed to 5 years, which was supposed to take. Remember this, our military is great. They're not woke. The guys on top, the political guys are woke, but they can't convince them. I saw ISIS dissolve before us once I put the military on it, once they had the commander-in-chief behind them. We have great generals, and there's not woke. They're not woke. They won't be woke. They can't be talked into being woke. They'd leave before that happens. But we have people on the top that are woke, and they're all gone. We're going to get rid of them so fast. We're going to rebuild our cities into beacons of hope, safety, and beauty better than they've ever been before. We'll have to work with Democrat governors and mayors in many cases, but we're going to rebuild our cities. They're crime-ridden, horribly run places right now. We're going to clean them up, and we're going to do something that's really good, and we're going to take our nation's capital in Washington, D.C. We're going to clean it up, renovate it. We're going to rebuild our capital city so that it is no longer a nightmare of murder and crime, but rather it will become the most beautiful capital anywhere in the world. We're going to take over the management, the leadership of it. Right now, you go from North Carolina, let's go and see the Washington Monument on the assumption that they don't change the name, which they want to. They want to change the Jefferson Memorial. Not going to happen. Remember when we were having a problem in Washington where they were trying to knock down some of our monuments, and I passed a bill. And the bill said, if you touch a monument, if we catch you even in the act, you go to jail for 10 years. And there's no 10 years equal 1 year. It's 10 years. You serve 10 years. And it was amazing. I looked outside the beautiful White House windows. I looked outside and people were just leaving town. It was an incredible thing. I took old legislation that frankly you could never pass, very old, 1926. And I restored it, and I said, 10 years, if you take down that, and they were all getting ready. They had ropes around the necks of these gorgeous pieces of art. I said, you do that, you go into jail for 10 years. And they left those ropes hanging. They couldn't get out of town fast enough. On day one, I will sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content onto the shoulders of our children.
Go ahead, brother.
And I will not give 1 penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate.
He is going hard, bro. And he's giving them admonition too. I love the fact that he's doing this, but he is going hard. No diddy, but he's going hard, bro. He's
And I
going
will
hard.
keep men out
He's
of
going
women's
hard.
sports, and I will fully uphold
He's
our
going
great
hard.
Second Amendment.
Hey, give me some 100s inside of the chat. I'm about to go and check out
We
Biden as
will
well, but we're
protect
going to check this
innocent
out.
life, and we will restore very quickly free speech. And I will secure our elections. Finally, we're going to get them secured. Our goal will be 1 day voting with paper ballots, proof of citizenship, and voter ID. But until then, Republicans must win. We want a landslide that's just, and it is really an expression that's used. It's very tough for them. Too big to rig. We're way ahead. We're way ahead by more than even the polls say. We have to make it so big, Richard, that they can't do it. There's not a thing they're going to be able to do about it. So too big to win. You have to get out there and vote. Get everybody. Get everybody. Get them all. Remember this. It's a strange thing. Evangelicals, Christians, they don't vote very much. We got to vote. They got to vote. They're great. They're such great people. Gun owners, the NRA, you know, gave us their total endorsement. But gun owners don't vote. They tend not to vote. We have to get them to vote. If we could get the evangelicals, Christians, if we can get gun owners to vote, it's not even an election, but they got to get out. So get your people at church to vote, okay?
Get your people in church to vote.
If you want to save America, get your friends, get your family, get everyone you know and vote. Vote early, vote absentee, vote election day. I don't care how you vote. You got to get out. You got to vote. And make sure your vote counts. Follow your vote. Check your vote. Check it. You can do it. Check your vote, that they don't rob you of your vote. Such an important thing. And if you want to help ensure election integrity, sign up at protectthevote.com. Protectthevote.com, and watch those people. Make sure they don't cheat. And Michael's doing a great job, and you just watch him, Michael. From Asheville to Raleigh, and this is, I have to tell you, an incredible group of people. The spirit, the incredible spirit. We have so much to say, but in conclusion, from Asheville to Raleigh, from Greensboro to Greenville, from Wilmington to right here in Charlotte. This state was forged by some of the toughest men and some of the strongest women ever to walk the face of the earth. Our American ancestors were backcountry farmers and frontier settlers, woodsmen, craftsmen, workers and warriors who poured their love into this land, and they loved their families and they wanted to take care of their families at all costs. They climbed the mountains, fought the battles, conquered the dangers, tamed the unknown wilderness, built the factories, and gave everything they had to make America into the greatest nation in the history of the world. But now we are a nation in decline. We are a nation in decline. Can you believe it? We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has lost its confidence, lost its willpower, and lost its strength. We are a nation that has quite simply lost its way. But we are not going to allow this horror to continue. Less than 4 years ago, we were a great nation, and we will soon be a great nation again. We'll be a great nation again. With our leadership, every disaster Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have created can be fixed, and can be fixed very quickly. Every problem can be solved and every wrong can be rectified. By this time next year, America's borders will be strong, sealed, and secure. Inflation will be in full retreat. Our economy will be roaring back. Optimism will be surging. The American dream will be thriving again for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. Law and justice will reign all throughout our land. Freedom will be restored. The flame of liberty will be burning bright. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, the worst administration in the history of our country, will be a fading memory of the past, and our great silent majority, including the once forgotten men and women of our country, will be the ones shaping America's magnificent future when I am the 47th President of the United States.
All right, guys. So I do realize that I started this a little late. I started doing this a little late. Thank you so much for Buck Down. I really appreciate Big Buck. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much, my man. So I am about to end this live stream so I can go and check out Biden talking and addressing the nation. I apologize for that, but y'all know I was stopping the video and running my mouth. You know, I like to run my mouth a whole lot. My bad. My bad. Okay. All right. Charge it to my mind and not my heart. You already know what it is. All of my blues. Love y'all. Hopefully I see all of you all at the other stream that will be up in like the next 5 minutes, and I'm be working fast. I gotta work fast. Love y'all. Thank you so much to all the super chatters, all of the people inside the comments. Y'all are absolutely dope. Let me go ahead and jump over to this next joint. I'll see y'all in a little bit. I was just now creating a thumbnail real quick. All of the content creators out there, you gotta work. If you really want it, you gotta go get it. You hear me? If you really want it, you gotta go get it. It's some dogs out here. It's some hyenas out here. It's some people who are hungry to have their voices heard out here. And if you want to grow your YouTube channel, you need this daggone put your foot on the gas and don't take it up. Also, reach out to me with the word coach. Love y'all. See you on the next live stream. Peace. Lego.